Okay. So this is our productivity coaching launch, and we have relaunched the program a couple times over the last few years. And every time there's a new coach, we do kind of a relaunch deal. And for those of you that have joined us maybe for a couple months and there was kind of a lull at the beginning of the year, it's because we were behind the scenes creating the best platform and the best program possible. And it just takes time. And a little bit about me. So I am Katie Woodard. I have been licensed for 7 years. I just got my broker's license in October. I have 2 children that live with me and a bonus teenager that lives in Dothan. And so if you occasionally see me with a teenager, people are like, where did you get this kid? And so that's just a little bit about me. My husband is a sales manager for Clayton Homes. So if you know anybody needing a mobile home, I got you. And for the last 4 years, I have been team leader here at KW Montgomery. I started when I got my license, I was an assistant property manager, unlicensed. And I thought, quite frankly, the person doing the property management was doing property management and sales. I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. And so I got my license, and the week I got my license activated, she quit being the property manager. So I inherited 100 single family rentals, and I did that for 2.5 years. It was interesting. This is not really about being with KW. You guys are already at KW, but I had a friend of mine who got her license and joined Keller Williams in Birmingham at the same time. So for the 2.5 years, I was like dredging toilets and light fixtures and landscaping. And it just was like nonstop, with rentals. And she would be like, oh, we had this fun training and we had this fun thing and we had this awesome speaker and we had this mastermind. And I was like, I ain't getting none of that. But it came to the point though, where I had to just jump out on my own, just like you guys have done. And I joined Keller Williams for about 6 months as just a solo agent. When my team leader stepped down and back into production. And so I got the opportunity to go through all the leadership stuff. I didn't even know there was anybody besides a broker at an office. Like I had no idea. Keller Williams has this whole structure of things and it's beautiful, but it's totally different than the traditional brokerage. And so I was like, sure, I'll be the team leader. I don't know what that means. But 4 years into it, I have had, Gary Keller says, if you've been the team leader for several years, it's basically having a master's of business. And I totally agree with that. I didn't know about a P&L or why you would do a budget or prospecting versus marketing. It's just so many things I've learned. And in doing that, it was a difficult decision to step down from the team leader position, but I have a 7-month-old and a 5.5-year-old, and I want to be present for those things. Like field day or chapel at school, whatever it is, like I want to be present for that. And so being able to control my schedule, because someone needs to be here at the office 8 to 5. I just needed that not to be me anymore. So the kind of natural step was for me to be in productivity coaching. The previous productivity coach really wanted to kind of step into sales for herself. And we're currently looking for a team leader. So I do think I have the experience. I am excited. One of the things that was a challenge for me being a team leader was teaching the class and not getting to do kind of a face-to-face, like, what are you doing, LaKinda? All right, Quan, what are you seeing? Because I would have to kind of do the class and then hope that everybody applied, right? And so I get to do a little best practice stuff. I'm opening my own business, KCT Consulting. So the productivity coaching as it stands is more foundational training for new agents. I am going to add some tiers to it with some leads and some different things eventually, some transactional partners I hope to incorporate into. But the KCT is going to be like consulting the top agents. So if they need help with their marketing or with their budgeting or with their profit and loss, you guys aren't quite there yet, right? Because you don't have the expense, thankfully. The only expense you guys have at this point is, MLS. So anyway, that's that. And I'm excited to do this. And I got a little PowerPoint. I have the printout of the contract and I can send it to you guys as well to review, but we'll be signing it digitally if you guys do decide to do that moving forward. Okay. The clicker doesn't work. All right. So the power of coaching, it helps you with goal setting, best models and resources instead of going out there and just figuring it out on your own. It's like, hey, here's a path to get on, here's a model to follow. Scripts and role play, accountability, and motivation. And so I want to really create a community inside the office that we have our own Facebook group, we have our own group me thread, we have our own way to hold each other accountable, encourage each other, say, man, I've had a tough day. What would you do about this? This person said this, I'm trying this. It just to create that kind of environment. Later, you'll probably have an opportunity to take Bold, which is a high level training class. It's 7 weeks. It is a substantial investment of $800, but it's 7 weeks, 1 day a week, and you go and you get submerged into this environment, and everybody gets put on a team, and you're accountable to that team, and you have to do scripts every day. You have to do role play every day. You say, I'm going to take 3 buyer agreements. You better come up with 3 buyer agreements. And so that's kind of what I want to mimic, but not under such high pressure, but that we can all, everybody got into real estate for a reason, to make money. We love helping people. We love houses, all those fun things, but we do want to, we want to financially provide for our family. Okay. So I want to create an environment where that is exciting and you feel welcome to do so. All right. The goal of coaching is to have well-trained, professional, knowledgeable agents who are phenomenally successful financially, and to create a firm foundation for all agents through education and accountability. I talked a little bit about resources. So for example, today I'm doing this call. I hope to be as hybrid as possible because I know people have full-time jobs, but also I'm going to create a library, a YouTube playlist that if you miss it, you can come back to it. I'm going to have a productivity coaching Google Drive. So anything we talk about, I'll put it in the Google Drive if it's a resource so that it can be found. And then also, like, for instance, today, yesterday, I got a referral on a listing lead. Now, this is my first listing I've taken in 4 years because I haven't been in production. I've just been telling people how to be in production. And I was even thinking through, I'm going to do this, talking through, okay, I got this referral. Here's kind of what I'm doing with it. So that for you guys that you work so hard to finally get someone to say yes, but then I've noticed that people feel maybe uncertain to move forward because they're afraid they're going to do the wrong thing. And so if I could just model, hey, here's kind of what I'm doing and here's what you could do, not that I'm perfect, but that it may give you a perspective of, okay, this is a normal conversation. This is not, it's not anything to be afraid of. So that sort of thing. Okay. All right. So there is a financial agreement to be in the productivity coaching. And now as it stands, this is what it is. If I add the layer of transactional partner or a lead situation, that will change and be modified. But again, we'll have another meeting like this and say, hey, here, I'm very, I want to be transparent. I don't want anybody to go, oh, well, she never told me and this was changing. Like, hey, this is what we're doing. You can opt in, you can opt out. It's all good. No judgment. It's whatever you want to do. So 10% of the compensation will come to the productivity coaching me from the deal you close while you're in the program. That comes from your gross commission income. Here's an example. The average gross commission income right now is about $6,000. So that's the number I used. You'll pay your 30% to KW Montgomery. That's that company dollar. It stays local, that profit shared. 6% goes to Keller Williams International and 10% goes to the productivity coach. Now, of course, these percentages stop when you cap, and this stops when you graduate from PC. In previous PC contracts, we've had people stay in a year. We've had people that opted out immediately that they hit their 4th. Hold on just 1 minute. Let me pause this recording. I have somebody creeping in on the appointment here. Hold on 1 moment, guys. Okay, sorry guys. Somebody was trying to get into the Zoom and I'm like, I'm already to the end of this. We'll record it and send it to you later. All right. Anyway, so this is just the example. So a non-cap person in productivity coaching, $1,800 goes to KW Montgomery. That stays local. Profit shared $360 goes to Keller Williams International. Thank you for your brand. And then the $600 of this would be paid to me. So your take home, if you choose to do coaching out of this particular example, is $3,240 for the 4 deals that you're in it, or as long as you determine to stay in it. And what I was saying before is other productivity coaching programs we've had, people have said, hey, I feel good. I feel confident. I want to pop right out at 4 deals. We track it. farewell. We love you. We've had people that say, you know what? I love being able to call you. I love being able to be part of this community. I'm just going to stay in it. Now we have discussed that I have gone from a salary employee to a 1099, just like the rest of y'all. So this is how I will be compensated. Like, this is how I earn money. It's not a monthly fee. Now, I've had coaches before, and if you look into MAPS coaching, you're paying monthly whether you're doing a deal or not. I paid $1,000 a month to have a coach for 4 years for a 30-minute conversation once a week. And so I do intend to provide value, and I do have the perspective of that. Now, my KCT consulting, I am working with a couple of clients, and that is not from production. That is hey, this is based on what we've agreed upon, the menu of services. So, but this is, you sign a contract, we're in the contract together. On the contract, you'll see it's I think 2.5 pages, and it clearly goes through the agreement between the agent and the coach. The agent is going to be in the program, let's see, for 4 deals, just like I said, and will be provided transactional assistance as needed. It's encouraged any agent with fewer than 5 verified closing transactions join productivity coaching. Let's see, anybody not hitting their financial goals are encouraged to participate in coaching. Existing agents are a member of a team, which that's not applicable to anybody here. And then the coach agrees to hold the agent accountable for mutually agreed upon goals, encourage the agent to have a positive mindset, assist the agent with strategies in working with buyers, sellers, lead generation, and objection handling, guide the agent through the listing and purchase process and negotiations, communicate with the agent through one-on-one coaching sessions and in-group coaching to offer support and encouragement, encourage agent to be involved in on-site and off-site training, provide additional consulting as deemed necessary, assist the agent with follow-up from training, encourage agents to attend regional training events, encourage agents to attend market center training events, etc. And then there's things that the agent agrees to meet in person or at the regular scheduled appointments, which I have a Calendly link. And that way you can look at what you have going on, and it won't let me block. Like, if I have something already blocked, we're not going to overbook. So we don't have to go back and forth. You can kind of look. And if you want to, I would prefer to kind of get on a rotation of, hey, this is the day and time we meet. We can do Zoom, we can do telephone, we can do in person, whichever you prefer. That you attend a contract listing class provided by the broker. Everybody should have been to orientation or will be going to orientation, so you'll have that. And then participate in office trainings. Allocate and time block your time for working with buyers, sellers, and lead generation. Have resources available for your lead generation and prospecting to create a daily routine, and agree to be held accountable for mutually set goals, and openly and honestly communicate with the productivity coach. So it goes on to optional. If there's a leads program, that there'll be a percentage charged if the lead is given. Again, we're not really to that point yet, but that's something already included in there. And then the compensation, which we just went over, and the back is a signature, and it's basically date you're rolled, your name, your information, and your signature. So anybody in that, it is a contract, and I found that's probably the easiest way to do it. And it is a business, decision. Any investment you put into coaching or any other training, any other fees you do for real estate, keep track of it. It's tax deductible. Okay. All right. The end goal is to have fun and make money. I'm really excited about that. We are going to have a good time. We are going to be positive. We're going to do the best we can, and we're going to make a lot of money. So anybody have questions? I'm going to pause this, and then any questions you have, I'm going to stop the recording, and then any questions you have, we can talk about that. Oh, one more thing. Ignite. It's starting on Wednesday next week, 12 to 1, in person on Zoom. We're going to do 1 session a week. And honestly, if you just keep up with that every week and do the activities that it's talking about, you're going to be excellently trained. But anybody in coaching that does Ignite's going to be open to everybody. You're going to get more. So that's kind of what that looks like. All right, let me stop the recording.